cancer wouldn't account for the alleged twitch or any of her other alleged symptoms. Do the cuts account for all that blood?
It may account for a lot of things.
Sam, I can only account for what occurs on the base.
How do you account for his behavior tonight?
And account for the Negro with Hearst.
Well, a photograph of Cheddar was featured on Chunky Pups, an Instagram account for overweight pets.
I know that you set up a bank account for a friend of yours to go to college, so I take no pleasure in relaying that.
How to account for his rise to the top?
Well, there must be something to account for their reputation.
There are more than 60 different metabolic conditions that could account for what she's got.
Also, for each of your men, you open an account for his salary.
I've precisely designed the portions to account for that, so...
I'm saying that when dealing with science and calculations of this magnitude, you have to account for a margin of error.
I felt a peculiar interest in the event which nothing can account for, but my present delight in meeting you.
There are several hours that you say you can't account for.
I'm talking London, I'm talking Paris, I'm talking a secret account for your extra expenses, getting laid whenever you want.
Perhaps it would be wise to revisit our terms to account for this added risk.
A single bullet now has to account for the remaining 7 wounds in Kennedy and Conley.
No one leaves here until they can account for their whereabouts the evening last.
A regular heartbeat would account for the pulmonary edema.
Oh. Well, we can burn off the swollen blood vessel, but it still doesn't account for her other symptoms.
And that money that you've been paying in rent, I put it in a bank account for college.
Oh, and did they fully account for whose bullets killed those civilians?